If you're asked to push your bodies to the limit, put them on the line, have your name, likeness taken away from you, would you not want to be compensated? Of course you would. But sadly, this is the case for millions of student athletes every single year. They are asked to push their bodies to the limit with the risk of injury, try as hard as they can to get the professional scouts' attention, and have their name and likeness used and have no compensation for it. After listening to my speech, I hope that to persuade you to my line of thinking, which is that student athletes should get paid for their efforts to the colleges and college coaches. The first point I would like to make is how much money the colleges make every single year. The NCAA made over $1 billion in 2014. While the NCAA may be a non-profit organization, the coaches and college employees are not. They make Nick Saban for the Alabama Crimson Tide football head coach made $7 million in 2013. The college program overall at Alabama, $121 million. That's a sixth of the college's entire revenue for that year. If the student athletes were to get 1% of this, that'd be over $1 million. And that's all it would take to compensate the student athletes. The second point I'd like to make is the risk of injury and the effort that the student athletes had to put in. Professional athletes are paid millions of dollars every single year, and their job is pretty much secure. They don't have to prove that they belong there, and because they're already there. College athletes are not afforded this luxury. They are constantly having to prove that they belong in the professionals. And they have to risk their bodies to do this. In contact sports like football and basketball, there's a high likelihood that they could become crippled maybe. But they're not compensated at all for this, and they have a very limited window to attract the attention of the scouts. The third point I'd like to make is the rights of the student athletes in general. Professional athletes are paid millions of dollars every single year concerning their image and their likeness. They are asked to do promotionals, commercials, and just attach their names to certain products and make millions of dollars doing it. If you were to sign your name in college on a piece of paper, you would be penalized for it. And you get money for it, you'd be penalized for it. You'd be taken off the team and you wouldn't be allowed to play anymore. Additionally, they can't have their names on video games, and they can't even have their names in them. If they were to do this again, they would be penalized. If you were a student athlete, if you're a citizen and someone took your name and likeness and were making money off of it, you could sue and you would probably win. But if you're in college, you're not afforded this right. And what some of you may be saying out there is they are compensated. They get scholarships and a free education and allowed to pay at colleges. While this may be true, that luxury is only afforded if you can play well and up to their standards. If you were to get hurt, or injured, or you just you don't play at the standards anymore, you're cut from the team. And there goes your professional hope. And I think this is probably the closest we're going to come to slavery. I mean, they're using free labor. These colleges are using free labor every single year to generate billions of dollars. And that's what slavery is. It's using the free labor or forced labor. Well, the only difference is that this is not forced. I think this is a point that even if you don't agree that college athletes should get paid, you would agree with. People have a right to their name and their likeness, and they should get compensated if it's used to make money, especially as much money as millions and billions of dollars. Additionally, what I forgot to mention about college coaches is in 39 of the 50 states, they're the highest public paid employee. And that's over medical schools, that's over the dean, that's over everybody. And it's all generated by the college athletes. And as these institutions are making billions and millions of dollars, the college athletes are getting nothing of it. They're getting no compensation, and they're asked to do this every single year. I think if people were to put themselves in the shoes and to realize that they're getting basically taken advantage of, they would have a different viewpoint about this. But it's very easy for people to sit back and say, well, they're getting scholarships, they don't need to get paid. But once they realize that this is only true in limited circumstances, I think that they would feel the same way as I do. And that's that student athletes should get paid. Because like I said before, ideas like this now are considered slavery, indentured servitude, barbaric. But if you're in college, if you're a college athlete, this is what you have to go through. I think it's time that people start standing up and realizing that people have a right to their name, because slavery may have ended back in 1865, but in colleges and more importantly college athletic programs, the student athletes are experiencing this every single day, because just colleges and college employees and coaches are making millions of dollars based off free labor. Thank you.